So after 10 long years, maybe they're going to get out from under.
After so many years. And of course, last Thursday is when kind of all this buzz started because the Treasury finally gave its outlined proposal for an overhaul, finally releasing these two from government control, where they've been since 2008. And since then, pretty much all of the company's profits have gone to the Treasury, even about $100 billion over and above in dividends that they paid to the Treasury beyond their actual bailout terms. And that's something called the net worth sweep. And so that's kind of what was at stake in this court case. The ruling came on Friday, a victory for some of these investors in New Orleans court, essentially overturning a previous ruling that supported the idea that the government can do that. And shareholders have long been arguing that that's illegal. So it's kind of allowing them to push forward with those claims. Of course, the stock is up more than 200% for both of these on a year-to-date basis because investors have kind of long been betting that change is finally going to come. And so that court ruling actually inspired an upgrade over at Compass Point, who says that this may actually inspire the administration. And then, of course, we had an administration official speaking this morning, Steve Mnuchin on Fox Business, saying that he could see very soon that the companies will be able to retain their profits, which, of course, they had. And he said that could happen in the next month or so. And so that was kind of a double boost to the stock here.
So last week, the Treasury Department came out with this plan, a lot of principles, fairly elaborate, I thought, plan, a lot of elements to it. Now Steve Mnuchin says, 3 to 6 months we can get this done. First of all, does he need Congress? Can he get it through Congress in 3 to 6 months?
So that's the open question. I mean, keep in mind, the election was almost 3 years ago, and we just now got the Treasury's outlined reports. This has been a very slow rolling ball. Some of it, the administration could bypass Congress, and Mnuchin actually said he would be perfectly comfortable doing that, and this net worth sweep is one of those things. But he, of course, will be appearing on Capitol Hill tomorrow, and the administration's kind of up against a clock here. You got the election coming in 2020, and should a Democrat take the White House, this entire overhaul could essentially be thrown out because they're, of course, very concerned that freeing up Fannie and Freddie would lead to more expensive mortgages, for example. And, of course, that's a concern for the president going into 2022, because if you already have some signs of a slowing economy, that's not necessarily something you want going into an election year either. So there's a lot of open questions, a lot that still needs to be ironed out.
We have to remember that Fannie and Freddie are there to make mortgages cheaper, and they have done that through the years. But one of the costs of that, we discovered in 2008 or thereabouts, was, okay, they're cheaper, but that's because people are taking more risks. How can they both keep the mortgages cheap and not take more risk?
Yeah, that's exactly. And of course, Steve Mnuchin, because they do dominate about half of the mortgage market, one of the Treasury's plans is to create more competition. The question is, how long is it going to take to do that?